So your argument is that it doesn't matter if FDA flagrantly violated the law, didn't do what it should have done, endangered the health of women. It's just too bad nobody can sue in court.
Supreme Court Justice Samuel Alito commenting on what appears to be the next major front in the battle over reproductive health. Access to Mifepristone, the medication utilized in an estimated 2/3 of abortions taking place in the U.S. At issue, decisions by the Food and Drug Administration to roll back safety regulations on Mifepristone, including allowing the pill to be dispatched without an in-person physician visit. Panel, without getting too deep in the weeds here, when all was said and done, it didn't appear the same conservative court which overturned Roe v. Wade nearly 2 years ago was inclined to overrule the FDA's authority when it comes to regulating this medication. And that's generated some relief for those battling for continued access. What's your take here tomorrow, Belle?
What I want to know is if they want to get out there and battle about whether you can have access to this medication without seeing a doctor, do you visit a doctor before you get your Viagra? I don't think so, because I see too many commercials telling you call 1-800-DIAL-A-HO. So if you don't have to do that to get Viagra, why are they going to say you got to go to do this? This is another attempt at controlling women's reproductive rights.
Bill, you've looked at this case.
Yeah, I think it's a really interesting way to think about, for lay people to think about the Supreme Court. They talk about this court being conservative, and they think about that on a political spectrum, left, right. But the court is conservative, but it's conservative in terms of what courts should be doing. And so when it overturned Roe, it said the court went too far in creating law. What the majority of the court was talking about, which was really different from what Alito said here, was that we don't think we ought to be substituting our judgment for the FDA. That, I think, is what's going to be the result of it. So don't assume this court is always going to go to the political right like you think it's going to, because that's not going to be the case.
As a mother, as a woman, as a Democrat, as just an American, what's your take here?
I think it's... You're going to do what we told you to do, and we thought Roe would make that happen, but now you're trying to go around it, so, oh, now you can't take this pill, which, by the way, is medication for other things, and this really is just about, we're just going to tell you what to do. We want you to do what we tell you to do. We have a right to tell you to do with your own body, and we're going to make sure it happens.
Charles,
no matter what.
Charles, it looks like the court is not buying this argument that we need, that the FDA is not doing a good job of regulating this.
I disagree with Bill in that I think they're an ideologically conservative court, but I think they're an incredibly activist court like the Texas Supreme Court as well. And I think they embarrassed themselves with overturning Roe because it leaves a lot of individual liberties that can be stripped away. And I think it's purely driven by religious beliefs of these Republicans. I personally think abortion's not a good thing, but it's based solely upon my religious belief. If these damn Republicans that look like old white men like me want to do more about children being aborted, right? Instead of putting people on the Supreme Court that are going to lie and be awful, right? Instead, hey, how about do more things to encourage people to have children, to make more accessible health care, better schools, which of course Democrats fight at every turn because they want schools to be crap and terrifying and ineffective, but, politically correct. But how about let's just build a better America that more people, more American people, want to have children in.
All right, Marcus, close us out here.
Yeah, I think that this shouldn't be in the court. I don't think this should be a court case. I believe in women having the right to determine their own body. Like Charles said, what I believe shouldn't be part of what the court should do. What I believe religiously shouldn't be what we should have these arguments about. It's moving us closer to a theocracy, and I don't think it's a safe place for us to be in as a nation.
Bill, 30 seconds if you want to rebut anything Charles said.
Well, we'll see what the court does. I mean, when you listen to the arguments, Alito was really pretty much on his own in articulating the view that Charles talked about. But, the other, frankly, all of Trump's appointees were basically saying, we don't think we ought to be second-guessing the FDA, and we think this case ought to be dismissed, is what it sounded like to me. So let's see what the result